Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. God, she looks good, doesn't she? Really liking the way that everything's coming out. Today on the channel, what I wanted to do was post a video on how to install / remove the tail, right, back here for a tail tidy. Now, I want to get rid of all this stuff, right? Because it sticks out like a sore thumb, just looks awful. I know why they do it, because they have these, the longer Vario case racks. And I know you guys put boxes on it and all that kind of jazz. So the, turn signals and the brakes and the brake signals and everything have to stick out past, it's a DOT thing, at least here in the US. So I get it. I get why they do it, but it's just god awful. So I'm going to be removing this. I'll show you guys how to do it. It's very simple. Mine does come with a radar. I had already disabled my blind spot mirrors, right? Because I removed them for these stealth Rizomas. So I don't get an error code or any of that kind of stuff saying that, something's not working, because I disabled it via the TFT, which you can. It's the lane assist stuff. And that's what this radar's for. So this radar technically right now is rendered useless. So that's gone. And I'm gonna do a tail tidy with Puig. I decided on the Puig. Rizoma makes the Fox one, and Unit Garage is the other one that I really liked. Problem with the Unit Garage and the Rizoma, it looks like they stick out straight, just like this one, right? And it's not angled up, to match the lines of the actual rear end of the bike. So Puig seemed like to be the only one that's closest to it. It probably brings it out to like right here at the max where the license plate will be. I wish it was a little bit shorter. I wish I could tuck it in underneath here somewhere. But of course, we have to deal with the brake lights and the turn signals. So let's get to it, I guess. But look how long it is without the tail tidy. And we'll see what it looks like with the Puig. And if I don't like it, I'll take it back off again. But this is rendered useless. But from what I understand, you cannot disconnect and remove this. So it's part of the bike, I guess, or the wiring. So I'll just tuck it in under my luggage rack. So let's get to it. Okay, first things first, let's remove the rear seat and or a luggage rack, whatever you have in the back, or just to make sure we get to the wires, and we'll figure out which ones are the left turn signal, brake lights, right turn signal, and the radar as we disconnect. So you're gonna need a T30 and a T40 to remove these two bolts right up here, 1, 2, and then the bolts in here too, to start removing it. So that's the first step. All right, I removed those 4 bolts, and here's what it looks like inside. So now I gotta figure out which, well, I'm gonna have to disconnect all these connectors, but I just gotta make sure if there's no markings on each wire for left and right, that I make sure that I remember which ones go to the left, which ones go to the right. Makes it a lot easier. Okay, so we gotta cut off all the zip ties so we could decipher which wire is which. And so we could start unplugging and routing. All right, so there's this big plug right here in the middle. I'm assuming this is the radar. I assume, don't quote me on it. I unplugged this. Here's the wire for it, right? So the wire was going in through there, connected to that big plug, and seems like it's the radar. Guess we'll find out as we go. These look like the brake lights and turn signals right here. These wires, these 2 of them right here. So I got to move these wires out of the way, and you'll see one connector is right in there. Let me see if I can focus, guys, sorry. There it is, right there. And then it looks like another wire goes all the way underneath, and I think it plugs into that. So I'm gonna start disconnecting these. So yep, I unplugged it for one of the turn signals. It's connected to this metal clip right there. Goes in there. Just got to pull it out and then unclip it. So that's for one turn signal, and the other one is right here on the driver's seat, and it is right in there. Sorry, right there, in that other metal clip. So I got to pull it out and then disconnect that, and these should come off. Oh, and one more wire that you have to disconnect is this one. That's clipped onto this little plastic thing. So you just got to disconnect it because it is this thing right here. So 3 wires. This one, the left turn signal, and the right turn signal. And the tail tidy will come off. All right, so I brought it in. Here's what it looks like dismantled. You just had to remove 2 little screws again. And this top cover comes off. Here's what it looks like on the inside of the radar. It's just a plastic cover. Here's what the radar does look like. So that's your radar. Might have to hide this. I'm gonna follow these wires as well and see. I'm assuming this is it. And turn signal. I'm gonna figure out which one is the left and right, and I'm gonna mark them. And then this little guy I think is for the light, for the license plate light. So let's cut the zip tie and start fishing out and figure out which one's left and right. So there you have it. The left turn signal and brake light is this wire. Mine is marked with this white tape that says High Lie on it. Maybe that's German for left, don't know. But that's my left, and this is going to be my right. And this one's not marked, so that's an easy way for me to determine that right is not marked, left is marked, at least on mine. Yours could be different. And this looks like it is for the license plate light. And that's it. So time to start removing these and mount them to the Puig. So I don't know. I was told that the radar has to stay on the bike. But as you can see, I disconnected it. This is the connection for the radar, but I disconnected it. So I don't know why I would have to plug it back in and tuck it in. It's been rendered useless anyways because I removed the blind spot stuff, so it's not working. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna leave it off the bike, just leave it on here for now. Probably cover it back up just to protect it once I remove the license plate wire and the license plate. And that's it. There are the turn signals. Pretty easy, just gotta take your time. Next, remove these 2 screws from the license plate holder to remove the light. And now you are ready to assemble the Puig and wire these wires into the Puig bracket. So here's what the Puig boxing looks like for the license plate. Comes with seals on both ends. I just cracked them open right now. But goes to show you that the packaging from Puig is pretty good. I've ordered a lot of stuff for them, for old bikes, mirrors, all that kind of stuff. Their quality is fantastic, and clearly so is their packaging. So let's open her up. So here you have it, unpacked. These steel plates are heavy. They are thick. They're not easy to bend. They're not cheap or anything like that. You could hear it. You could hear the thickness in it. This stuff is substantially heavier than this. This is all plastic, super light. So, but this is heavy. This is steel. Whatever it is, aluminum. I don't care. I just know that it is thick and it is heavy. All right, there you have it all put together. I didn't make a video of doing it because Puig has a really good video on their website that you guys can reference for step-by-step installation or putting all of this together. It's super easy. So again, just zip tied everything, cleaned everything up, zip tied it to the side rail right here, and these will go in into the bike. And then we have this plate right here that goes on the underneath right here, covers all these wires up, and you basically don't see anything. So if you notice, that's how it's going to look. right? So wires are covered. There's you can't see the wires or anything like that. The license plate will go here. So you're not going to see much of anything when it goes on. And as you could see, it is angled up to match the angle of the rear seat or the rear fender. So it's tucked up nice and tight, at least tighter than the Rizoma would look like, as well as the Unit Garage. So now it's time to put it on the bike. All right, guys, she's on. Easy install to put it up. Turn it on. Brake lights work. I haven't tried the turn signals yet. Look, it still sticks out more than I would love it to do, but it looks like this is the shortest one possible. And again, as you can see, it's angled upwards. So it does go with the flows with the lines of the bike. Oh man, I wish it was a little bit shorter, but this is all they make. They have the Rizoma one, which I think might be the same distance, but it's straight across. It goes straight across versus up. And then you have the Unit Garage, which also does the same thing, goes straight across versus angled up. So that's kind of what it looks like. I turned on the bike and immediately it said that the lane change warning failed. That's because I have it unplugged. So people are right, you do have to plug this in. I had turned it off, right, to put on the stealth mirrors, and there was no error codes, no nothing, it was no problem. But because I disconnected this, it doesn't read the fact that it's, disabled. It just reads the fact that there's nothing plugged into it, so something's got to be wrong. So hence the code. So I'm going to plug it in and see if this goes away. All right, so you'll notice that I plugged it in. Here's the radar, plugged in, and you'll see no error code. So of course, people were right. You do have to keep this plugged in. So what I'm going to do is remove it from this bracket and hide it underneath the seat. And I'll show you how I do that. So guys, unfortunately, I couldn't hide it underneath the luggage rack. There's just not enough space, too many wires. So instead, I'm putting it, I routed the wire through the luggage rack, cut a little tab off right here so this plug could fit through. And I'm just going to leave it on top and then basically just have it covered like that. And that's it. There she is. All done. So that's what the tail tidy looks like from this side. Again, it is definitely a lot shorter, and I'll show you the before and after pictures as well. You obviously saw it in the video how long it was before. This one's angled up. I wish it was a little bit shorter and more tucked in, but I get it. Most people have bags and racks and all that kind of stuff and the Vero case thing, so it does have to stick out a little bit. Maybe one day Puig or Rizoma or some other company is smart enough to know that some people just want things a lot shorter and tucked in, and maybe they'll make a shorter one. But until then, that's the way it looks. I am not absolutely in love with it, but I can definitely live with it because it is a lot shorter and angled up than the stock one. The stock one was just way too big. So this is the way it looks. Here you go. All right. So it does definitely tidy it up a little bit. Underneath, you'll barely see the wires, all zip tied nice and clean. And let's turn the bike on to make sure that everything works. So again, radar is installed, brake lights work, or at least the lights work. And now let's see if, all right, turned on left turn signal, works like a charm. Let's go to the other side. Yep, perfect. Let's turn these off. Let's turn on our hazards. Everything works. And let's see the brakes. Yep, they work. Rear brake. Yep, all is good. So there you have it. A lot cleaner than before, definitely. But that's how it sticks out for those that are interested in a tail tidy. This, I think, is definitely the cleanest when it angles upwards. Unit Garage is definitely the cleanest when it comes to just hiding everything. But it sticks straight out. I believe Trophy Pete on YouTube put the Unit Garage on, and he has the video up, so you could check it out and see what the Unit Garage one looks like. And a bike thing, Steve over at a bike thing has the Rizoma one on, and you can see it in one of his videos how that looks. So again, I went with the Puig just because it's angled upwards and tucked up. So if you guys like the content on this channel, please comment down below and subscribe. I appreciate it, guys. More content to come, but hope this helps out with those of you that are looking for a tail tidy and also have the radar and were afraid that, you know, you wouldn't be able to do anything because it was a radar. I had the same fears, but bit the bullet, did some research, and it looks like it worked out. So there you have it. Till next time.